Chongyun and Kaeya are my favorite cryo characters in Genshin Impact, full stop. I've really wanted to play a team that utilized both of these characters on the same team, but the team couldn't just have both characters on it. I wanted the team to be strong enough that I could still 36-star the Abyss on my subpar Genshin Impact account, which was going to be a bit of a challenge because of how crazy the HP inflation has been getting recently. So imagine my surprise when Escoffier was announced and introduced a massive buff to freeze teams. With Escoffier on the team, as long as you had a team consisting of only Hydro and Cryo characters, you would gain a massive 55% resistance shred for both the Hydro and Cryo elements. I realized that this could be my chance to run both Chongyun and Kaeya on the same team. So during Escoffier's initial banner, I took a gamble and I managed to capture this clip. Oh my god, let's go! I told you! Every gambler stops right before they make it big. Yeah, unfortunately, the footage got messed up and I couldn't use any of it. But just know that I rolled for Escoffier. It only took 50 pulls. I won the 50-50. It was very cool. Like, honestly, if you would have seen it for yourself, you probably would have been like, whoa, or much amazing. Anyways, let's get into the video. What's up? My name is Taiyuji, and today we are going to be building Chongyun. And not only Chongyun, but also Kaeya. And technically, we're not going to be building these characters. We've already built both Chongyun and Kaeya in the past. We are going to more be upgrading them, and that upgrade is going to come through the release of Escoffier. I rolled for Escoffier the moment she was released. I know she's really old at this point. I'm sorry, I'm just now getting around to building her. So anyways, let's get right into the video. Let's go ahead and build Escoffier. I partially ended up building her in the Dahlia video just to see if I could do some like consistent damage with Dahlia. It didn't really work out. So right now she's sitting at level 70. I don't have artifacts or anything on her. She is C0. Now the most important thing about Escoffier is her Ascension 4 passive, which unlocks at level 60 out of 70. This passive lowers the enemy's Hydro and Cryo resistance by up to 55%. So technically right now at level 70, we already have her most important talent, but we want her personal damage to be up there as well because we are upgrading Chongyun and Kaeya. So we're gonna kind of have to drag them along because they are both 1.0 4-star characters. Chongyun's personal damage is obviously nowhere near a meta 5-star unit. Somebody like Moika or Skirk, like, it's not close. So upgrading her personal damage is going to be very important as well for this team. So we are going to go ahead and ascend her to level 90. Now, usually I take all of my characters up to 90 out of 90, but that's usually because I'm upgrading 4-star characters, and 4-star characters need everything they can get. But there's actually not that big of a jump between going from level 80 out of 90 to 90 out of 90. As you can see, our base stats are increasing a little bit, but it's not that much per level. So I'm just going to leave her at level 81 out of 90. Imagine that. Me, Taiyuji, actually being smart with his resources. No way. The man who spent thousands of resin farming the Nighttime Whisperer domain specifically for Geo Traveler. Okay, so anyways, we got Escoffier up to level 81 out of 90. First, we're gonna have to select a weapon. And I think out of the ones that I have, I think it's going to be between Crimson Moon Semblance and Primordial Jadewing Spear, specifically just for the stats, like the 674 base attack and then the crit rate. Now, obviously, I would prefer her signature weapon. I think that her signature weapon is like a really large step above every other polearm that you could have, but I don't have it. So instead, we're going to work with what we got. Staff of Homo would also be a lot better because since we are going to be running her in a freeze team, we are going to get extra crit rate and she ascends off of crit rate. So we could very easily overcap on crit rate. I don't think it matters either way because we're not really getting the passive for either one because I'm not really going to be hitting with Escoffier to get this attack percent up. As for artifacts, I do want to use a 4-piece golden troop because as I said, we are going to be kind of dragging Chongyun and Kaeya along. Not really though. Chongyun and Kaeya are my goats, but we are going to want to make sure that Escoffier's personal damage is as high as we can get it. Okay, so we are going to be going with an attack percent Sands, a cryo damage bonus goblet, and a crit damage circlet. So we are at a 65 over 201% crit damage ratio, which is pretty good because we get 15% crit rate from having the cryo resonance bonus. The problem is that 105% energy recharge, because how much energy does her burst take? 60? Yeah, so I think even with 3 cryo characters, this is going to be hard. But next, let's go ahead and take her talents up. Okay, so from just quickly glancing at what they both level up, I think that her skill is going to be the most important. I think that the elemental burst is still important because that increases her healing a lot, but damage wise, all it does is increase that one initial hit whenever you burst. So I am going to prioritize her elemental skill. Let's see how far we can take this up. it's fine. The main showcase today is Chongyun and Kaeya, who I will be taking through the Spiral Abyss, but I don't know if energy issues will be a problem. Okay, I'm going to test this out on Simon real quick just to test out how bad our energy problems are. But before I do, I will show you where my Chongyun and Kaeya builds are at currently. Chongyun is at 73 over 194 crit damage, which keep in mind, everybody's going to get a plus 15% crit rate bonus basically, because with cryo resonance, you do get an increase in crit rate against opponents that are frozen or affected by cryo by 15%, but only 104 energy recharge. We are running an R5 Serpent Spine. We have an attack percent Sands, a cryo damage bonus Goblet, and a crit damage Circlet. We have a C6 Chongyun, 1, 11, 13 talents. As for my Kaeya, he is pretty well built. I've invested a decent amount into Kaeya, 68% over 202% crit damage. We have an R5 Wolf Fang, which does give him an extra 16% crit rate on his elemental burst. Yeah, we're at 68% crit rate. So with the Wolf Fang bonus at max stack, 16% plus 15% cryo resonance bonus, that is 99% crit rate. And we are on a 4-piece emblem of Severed Fate, attack percent Sands, cryo damage bonus Goblet, and crit damage Circlet. We have a C4 Kaeya now because he did come up in the Star Glitter exchange again. So in one more year, or if I get really lucky on the standard banner, then I can eventually have a C6 Kaeya. And we are at 11310 talents. Okay, now let's see how bad these energy problems are. Here, and then we'll try and get Escoffier up. Burst. And then his elemental skill should be up, so then we can use this. Okay, yeah, and then we are nowhere near having anybody's, like, stuff back up. Which, I mean, we got to it again right there. We are doing a lot of damage, I will say that. And then we can kind of get everybody's bursts back up if we're trying pretty hard. I mean, it could work, but I don't know. Let's just go ahead and try this out in the Spiral Abyss because I haven't really had time to clear it. We do only have 1 day, 18 hours left until the Spiral Abyss resets, and I haven't cleared floor 12 yet, but we are going to try and clear floor 12 for the first time right here, right now. Emerge. Okay, so we do have Fatui Cryo on the first half. Okay, so, I mean, that's Pyro for sure on this half. So we can just run Arlecchino. So that means that our Chongyun, Kaeya, Mishmash team will definitely have to be on the second half, which, wow, great. Okay, so we basically need Cryo on this half anyways. Cryo is really good on the second half. Boom, easy clap. We already got it. I was just making sure everybody was geared, and I saw that my Kazuha is on 4-piece gilded. When did I do this? For what purpose was this for? Bro, who did I switch off of? I'm now wondering how long has that been like that? How long has he been on Gilded Dreams? I'm now wondering if in my DPS Dahlia video, I could have done more damage because I wasn't on a 4-piece Viridescent. Oh my God, I have so many questions. How? This side is probably going to be pretty easy because we're using an actual, like, pretty good team. Now, the problem is going to be this side. Okay, let's see. We are in Chongyun's elemental skill, so everything is going to get a shorter cooldown than normal. So we're going to go here. And then we're going to try and keep everybody's bursts up. Wait, we're actually kind of popping off, though.
A dash of frosting.
A dash of frosting. Oops. Okay, so I will say we're doing better than I thought, but it's still a struggle. Like, this energy problem is a problem. It's a big problem. Oh, shoot. There it is. Like, I don't think I should be cutting it this close, right? With this many, like, with Arlecchino on the first half and then having Escoffier and Farina on the team. I don't think I should be cutting it that close, but that was difficult to get my elemental bursts up. But the thing is, I think we can still do it. I think that we can still make this work. Because also, this is my very first time playing through this Abyss. I didn't even play this side super optimally, if I'm being honest. Like, I mean, I literally just, that was my first try. Man, that was rough. I don't think it should have taken me that long to clear on the other side with Arlecchino. But yeah, I know that the Spiral Abyss, the HP is getting really high, and I'm not increasing the power level of my 5-star characters. So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, it took me over a minute and a half to clear that other side. So this is definitely going to be rough. I will say that. And then we should be able to get through this pretty quickly, though, because of Chongyun's elemental skill, Kaeya bursts, everything like that going on. Nice. Yo, we are cutting it close, but that's what I like. This is why I don't build a bunch of premium 5-star characters most of the time. That's why I spend a lot of my time building 4-star characters. So stuff like that can happen, where I'm cutting it close, right on the line, but we still get there. Chongyun and Kaeya still get the job done. What a rush!
Dude, what a rush! What a rush!
Okay, this is probably not gonna go well now. Yo, why did these guys all separate? Hold up, wait a sec. Yo, why did everybody run away from me? Every single one of them was just like, goodbye. Hello? What the hell? Oh my goodness, that was so cringe. Was it my internet? I couldn't switch or do anything at all. I don't know if you could hear like the sound effects or like, like I was literally spamming my switch character. I was spamming 4 to go to Bennett, and then I just lost like 20 seconds just sitting there like, what the hell? Gosh darn it, now I need to replay it. Okay, so not the greatest showing on the first half, that Hyper Carry Arlecchino team, you know, it's really showing that Malika is just what you want on that side. But I think we ended with 8 minutes and 28 seconds on the clock, so let's go ahead and see. Actually, we're showing right now that this team is actually carrying Chongyun, Kaeya, Farina, Escoffier. This is the side that's actually carrying, believe it or not. Okay, let's try this. Oh, whoops. Boom. Here. All right, we're going in. We're going in. And then I think that I'm going to have to, like, beat this guy before he does the whole, like, lower his resistance or, like, really heighten his resistances again. I think we're going to need to do that. All right, so we weren't able to do what I said that we need to be able to do. So let's just hope that we can, I don't know, lower his resistance in time. Oh, we did. Oh my god. Do you see what happens when you believe in 4-star characters? You can do it. It can be done. You don't need Malika. You don't need Skirk to clear the 36-star, the Spiral Abyss. I feel like that should have been easier. I feel like I shouldn't have been cutting it that close, you know? But still, we did it. Chongyun and Kaeya are still strong enough to 36-star the Spiral Abyss. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that they did this now. Holy crap. So hell yeah, we cleared the Spiral Abyss with Kaeya and Chongyun on the same team. Mission accomplished. Was rolling Escoffier worth it? 1000%, because I was able to do that. Before, I literally did not have a team that was good enough to be able to clear this. No matter what characters I used on my account, I couldn't 36-star the Abyss with Chongyun and Kaeya on the same team. So for that reason alone, yes, Escoffier was 1,000, 10,000, 1,000,000% worth it. Also, Emily Cass or Emily Case, I'm really sorry if I mispronounce your name, but you did an amazing job with voicing Escoffier. I'm not gonna lie, I love all of the voice lines for Escoffier. My personal favorites are A Dash of Frosting,
A dash of frosting.
and The Pinnacle of Excellence. I think this is my favorite voice line.
The pinnacle of excellence.
Honestly, I might get C1 for Escoffier in the future, just so I can use that one team more optimally. I just want to use Chongyun and Kaeya on the same team, okay? But with C1 Escoffier, if you are using all 4 Hydro and Cryo characters on your team, you also get cryo damage, crit damage increase by 60% for 15 seconds, which obviously would be a huge damage increase for Kaeya and Chongyun. So just wait for it on Escoffier's rerun. I'm doing it. But that is going to be all for today's video. If you watched the entire thing, thank you so much for watching. It really helps me out. And just remember, you don't have to believe in yourself. Believe in me. Believe in the me that believes in you. And I'll see you in the next video.